Cubs fans, hold on to your hats because what I'm about to tell you will send shockwaves through Wrigleyville and beyond. The trade deadline is still weeks away, but the rumor mill is already spinning faster than a Kyle Schwarber homer, leaving the friendly confines. We're talking about moves that could define this entire season. Hell, maybe even the next few years of Cubs baseball. Picture this. Your Cubs are sitting pretty at 38-22, tied for the best record in the National League. And suddenly, three massive storylines are converging like a perfect storm over Lake Michigan. We've got front office drama, international intrigue, and a potential reunion that'll make you remember why 2016 was so damn special. I'm talking about an ace who's completely off limits, a Japanese pitcher who could be the missing piece to our rotation puzzle, and a flame-throwing closer who once helped deliver us our first championship in 108 years. Cubs faithful, if you're not already sitting down, you better find a chair, because these three stories are about to collide in ways that could reshape our entire playoff picture. We're dealing with million-dollar decisions, prospect trades, and the kind of moves that separate championship teams from also-rans. And trust me, after what we've been through as a fan base, we know the difference better than anyone. So smash that like button, drop a comment about what you think should happen, and make sure you're subscribed because you do not want to miss how this unfolds. The next few weeks could determine whether we're buyers or sellers, whether we're making a run at another World Series or planning for next year. But first, let me tell you about the pitcher who's got every Cubs fan dreaming and why we might never get our hands on him. Cubs Nation, let's start with the heartbreaker that's got Jed Hoyer pulling his hair out in frustration. You know that sick feeling you get when you see the perfect player for your team, but he's wearing the wrong uniform? Well, multiply that by about 1,000, because we're talking about Paul Skenes, the 22-year-old phenom who's basically what every Cubs fan dreams about when they close their eyes and imagine our perfect rotation. This kid isn't just good, he's otherworldly. We're talking about a pitcher who throws 100-plus MPR with the kind of control that makes veteran hitters look like little leaguers. And here's the kicker. He's playing for Pittsburgh, our division rivals, the team that sits just a few hours down the highway taunting us with everything we wish we had. The Pirates know exactly what they've got, and they're guarding Skenes like he's the last deep dish pizza in Chicago. Bob Nightingale dropped the hammer on Sunday when he reported that Pittsburgh is categorically rejecting any trade interest in their ace. Not interested, not listening, not even picking up the damn phone when it comes to Paul Skenes. They'll trade anyone else. Hell, they'd probably trade their mascot before they'd let Skenes go. And can you blame them? This is the kind of pitcher who could single-handedly turn a rebuild into a playoff run. Meanwhile, Jed Hoyer's sitting there, knowing our rotation needs help, knowing we've got prospects to burn, knowing we're in win-now mode with this incredible offense. And he can't even get a conversation started about the one pitcher who could put us over the top. It's like being at a car dealership and seeing the perfect car, but they won't even let you take it for a test drive. The Pirates are basically saying, look all you want, Cubs fans, but you'll never get your hands on this gem. And here's what makes it even more painful. Every time Paul Skenes takes the mound at PNC Park, every time he strikes out another Cubs batter, we're reminded of what could have been. This isn't just about missing out on a good pitcher. This is about watching a generational talent develop right in our own backyard, while we're stuck on the outside looking in. But Cubs faithful, don't lose hope just yet. Because while we can't get our hands on the shiniest toy in the division, there's another story brewing that might just give us exactly what we need to make this championship run happen. Now, Cubs Nation, let me tell you about a plot twist that's got me more excited than a walk-off homer in Game 7. While we're crying into our old style about not getting Paul Skenes, there's a Japanese pitcher sitting in Baltimore who might just be the answer to our rotation prayers. I'm talking about Tomoyuki Sugano, and this story is about to blow your mind. Picture this. A 35-year-old rookie who's been dominating Japanese baseball for over a decade finally makes the jump to MLB, and he's quietly putting together the kind of season that makes general managers lose sleep. We're talking about a 3.23 ERA and a 1.06 WHIP, numbers that would make any Cubs fan weak in the knees. And here's the beautiful part. He's on a one-year, $13 million contract with Baltimore, which means he's a rental that could be available at the deadline. But wait, it gets better. Tomoyuki Sugano isn't just any Japanese pitcher. He's Shota Imanaga's old rival from NPB. These two went head-to-head in Japan like Maddox and Glavine used to dominate the 90s. Imagine the chemistry. Imagine the veteran leadership. Imagine having two Japanese aces who know each other's games inside and out, anchoring our rotation as we make a playoff push. Kyle Morton from Cubs on SI is practically drooling over this possibility. And honestly, so am I. He's calling Sugano an ideal Cubs trade target. And when you look at the numbers, it's impossible to argue. Yeah, his strikeout rate is lower than what we're used to seeing. But sometimes you don't need to blow hitters away. Sometimes you just need to know how to pitch. And this guy has mastered the art of limiting hard contact like a surgeon with a scalpel. Think about what this could mean for our championship aspirations. We've already got the best offense in baseball. Kyle Tucker's raking, Seiya Suzuki's locked in, and our lineup is putting up 5.82 runs per game. Add Tomoyuki Sugano to a rotation that already includes Jamison Tylon, Matthew Boyd, and Colin Rea, plus Imanaga coming back from injury, and suddenly, we're not just playoff contenders, we're World Series contenders. The Orioles might be willing to deal because they're in a weird spot this season, and we've got the prospect capital to make it happen. This isn't some pipe dream like Skenes. This is actually doable. This is realistic. And this could be the move that defines our entire season. But Cubs faithful, hold on to your jerseys, because I've saved the most emotional story for last, a reunion that'll make every Cubs fan remember exactly why 2016 was so magical. Cubs Nation, prepare yourselves for goosebumps, because what I'm about to tell you is going to transport you right back to that magical October night in 2016 when we finally broke the curse. We're talking about a potential reunion with Aroldis Chapman, the flame-throwing closer, who helped deliver us our first World Series championship in 108 years. Can you feel it? That electricity in the air? That same feeling you had when Chapman was striking out Cleveland batters in Game 7? Well, he's back in our sights, Cubs faithful. And this time he's wearing a Boston Red Sox uniform with a 1.80 ERA that's making every contending team's front office take notice. This isn't the same reliever we traded away. This is a vintage Chapman who's rediscovered his dominance at age 37. Here's what's got me losing my mind with excitement. Chad Jennings from The Athletic is reporting that Chapman could be available at the deadline, and Cubs insider Sam Bernardi is already drawing up trade scenarios that would bring our World Series hero back to Wrigleyville. We're talking about a guy who's throwing 33 strikeouts to just 9 walks over 25 innings with a 2.55 FIP that proves he's not just getting lucky, he's legitimately dominant again. The proposed trade, James Triantos, our number 7 prospect, for the man who once closed out the most important game in Cubs history. Yeah, Triantos is having a down year in AAA, but Chapman is having the kind of season that wins championships. This is the definition of going all in, of sacrificing tomorrow for today, of believing that this 38-22 start isn't just a hot streak, it's our championship window wide open. Think about it, Cubs Nation. Kyle Tucker's a pending free agent. Our offense is historic. Our bullpen has already improved to 11th best in baseball. And now we could add the closer, who knows exactly what it takes to win it all in Chicago. Aroldis Chapman isn't just familiar with our organization. He's part of our championship DNA. He's got that October magic running through his veins, and he knows how to handle the pressure of Wrigley Field when the stakes are highest. This is bigger than baseball, Cubs faithful. This is about destiny, about completing the circle, about bringing home the closer who helped end 108 years of heartbreak. If you're not getting chills thinking about Chapman throwing 102 MPR fastballs past American League hitters in Game 7 of another World Series, then you might want to check your pulse. So Cubs Nation, smash that like button if you want to see Chapman back in Cubby Blue. Drop a comment about which move excites you most, and subscribe because this trade deadline is going to be absolutely insane. We've got the offense, we've got the momentum, and now we might have the pieces to make another championship run. The question isn't whether we can win it all. The question is, are we brave enough to go all in and make it happen? What do you think, Cubs faithful? Tentar novamente. O Claude pode cometer erros. Confira sempre as respostas.